Boxing. We back with another one. So I want to talk about this WBA situation. They've been ordering some fights and trying to clean up their act. But the WBA is one of those sanctioned bodies that always in some type of situation, corruption, whatever. We're gonna touch on it though. Before I do that, I want to salute everybody coming through the building. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. Feel free to hit me on my social media, scrolling across the bottom, Twitter at OverJ, Instagram L Does Boxing. But getting to the WBA, it's always something, what I'm saying, what's going on with them. Now I know after the Michael Fox and Gabriel Magistrate fight, where obviously Michael Fox won that fight like 10 rounds or whatever, 11 rounds to one, something like that. And, it was a racist judge and, it was this corruption with the Venezuelan fighter who was a magistrate, now long. Now, also the glove issue in that fight. So there was a lot of shit going on. So these guys decided to go ahead and try to clean it up because they got some pressure from the federal government, basically. They won't be able to sanction fights in the United States, and that's where you make your bread at. So they decided to consolidate the belts. So they got rid of all their interim champions. They had a bunch of champions at one time, something like 50-some champions across 17 divisions, maybe even more. But the first step was to get rid of the interim champions. So it was like 10 of them guys, and they became the official mandatory challenger for the super champion. And then they started to, try to do right and start to order some fights, super champion versus the regular champion, whatever. So it's been kind of slow pace, and of course it will because it's been in a rut for so long. But we hear today when they order a couple of fights, and it's interesting what's going on with it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of this stuff is long overdue. They ordered 3 fights that they've been ordered. Well, 2 been ordered before. One is like looking towards the future, but we're gonna get on this and touch on it. You know what I'm saying? And reason why this is important as a boxing fan, it gives us, an idea of what's going on with these sanction bodies, clarity. What I'm saying? Who is the champion? Who is this? Who is that? And we kind of need to clean up the sport by getting rid of all these corruptions. What I'm saying? It's a lot of corruption in the sport of boxing. So if you can give me clarity, one champion per division shouldn't be that hard. You know what I'm saying? So, and then along with the fighters, they got payola, then you got this, you got that. Greg Cohen had a situation in the court where he's talking about how he's using a third party to pay these sanctioned body, will pay this sanctioned body to get his fighters ranked and stuff like that. So there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff coming out. That article came out maybe a day or 2 ago, and then today they started ordering fights, and this is a good thing. Not that they need to be applauded for this, but it is a good thing. This is something that probably should have been done a long time ago. So we're gonna speak on it. You know what I'm saying? Of course. My man PDH Big Dog in the building. What's good with you, bro? Salute. So we're gonna touch on some of these fights that was ordered and just break it down, let you guys know what's to it and all that good stuff. So going to the cruiserweight division. A lot of us don't really even speak on the cruiserweight division, but it's a division and they can have some good fights as well. So they got this one right here. Arsen Goulamirian, he's from France. He's been champion since what, 2018 or something like that. He haven't had a fight since December 2019. Now, he was ordered today to face the regular champion, Merhy, who he already fought before. It was a good fight. He won by TKO stoppage, like late in the fight, like the 11th round. So it was a good fight. But Merhy got back in position and won the regular title. So they ordered this fight. It's a few things to talk about with this one. One of them is they were supposed to do. They ordered Goulamirian versus Igorov, who is the gold champion at the time of this consolidation plan. They ordered that fight last year, and they were supposed to fight like December last year, but Goulamirian right here, he pulled out of that fight. You feel me? So, and then Igorov is a Russian fighter, and the WBA is sanctioning those fighters, what I'm saying, until the war is over. So they come back to this. And this is a good move because we can create one champion. So what they ordered today was these guys, have to inform the WBA, if them guys is able to make a fight within the next 30 days. That's August the 15th. So they got 24 hours to let the WBA know that they are fit and ready. You know what I'm saying? And then the winner of this will face Igorov if the war with Russia and Ukraine is over, which we don't know if that shit gonna be over. So that's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? We don't even know. So these guys are gonna go at it. Hopefully, we'll see what's gonna happen. Now, Arsen Goulamirian's team supposed to have been scheduling a fight with Igorov already. And then Merhy had a fight lined up against the WBC champion, Makabu. That was supposed to take place September the 3rd. So these guys are making other moves and stuff like that. You look at the poster, they was trying to build it as a unification with Merhy versus Makabu. So, there's some clarity right here. So we're going to see what's going to happen. You know, going to the rankings, and this is why I like to do this every month. You know what I'm saying? This will take a look at the WBA rankings at cruiserweight. You know what I'm saying? It gives you an idea of what's next and stuff like that. And this is one of the reasons, the main reasons why I like to do this. And I'm gonna share it real quick for you guys. So looking at the cruiserweight division, right? So if Igorov is unable to, fight, you know what I'm saying, because of the war, then they're gonna choose the next best guy. That's number one, former champion, Yanera Dudikos, who is a good ass fighter, you know what I'm saying? And so he would get the first dibs at the fight. You got guys like Badu Jack and Chris Bell Smith and Kuka Badiev. Those guys can have opportunity depending how shit plays out. But you can see you probably can see the winner of this facing Dudikos. Now we still have to figure out if these guys is ready to go by August the 15th. I'm not sure. We don't know what's going on with it because both guys has fights like due in September. So I don't know. But if they was to go through with it, August the 15th, the winner would have to face Igorov in 90 days. If it's not Igorov, it'll be probably Dudikos. So let's take a look at that real quick. We're gonna go back and forth as we go down these divisions for the fights that got ordered today. So it's a good thing to me because we can get rid of these belts. We can start getting bigger and better fights. Or Coley was trying to fight Goulamirian for unification. He couldn't get that fight. Other guys was trying to unify with him. So it kind of opened up the division and it gives clarity to the fan. So we look at these rankings, we see two champions. We don't know which one is which. We don't know who is the mandatory for which one. So that's what it is. So yeah, we're gonna move on to the next one. So this one right here. Now this one is very interesting. The fight, I love the fight. You know what I'm saying? It's just a lot of drama with it. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna touch on it. So this is at featherweight division. Leo Santa Cruz versus Leigh Wood. Santa Cruz is the super champion. He been champion since 2017. He won the title. I think he beat Frampton for the title, and he had a couple of title defenses. I believe 3. His last mandatory was against Abner Mares. That was June of 2018. So he haven't had a mandatory 4+ years. So the reason for that is because super champions, they have, if you designate a super champion, they give you 24 months to make a mandatory, and the regular champion is supposed to make any mandatories in between that. You know what I'm saying? My man teaching the building. What's good with you, bro? Salute to you. So that's the reason why it took so long. Then you had COVID and all types of shit. But his mandatory was due June of 2020. Of course, he fought Tank that year, October 2020, and maybe he got a little leeway because of the COVID year. So it's a long ass time if you just look at it black and white. But he haven't fought in the division since 2019. So it's a long ass time. He been holding the belt, and they've been showing a lot of favor towards him. Leigh Wood is a regular champion. You know what I'm saying? He worked his way up there. He just had a Fight of the Year candidate and Knockout of the Year candidate versus Colin. And it was understood that the winner would face Leo Santa Cruz. Leo Santa Cruz fought February this year on Keith Thurman's undercard, and he wrote a letter basically to WBA saying that if they allow him to have this combat fight, he will face the winner between Wood and Collins. So, got to stand on his word, right? So These guys got ordered like in April. You know what I'm saying? They going back and forth over it. The time expired. And what it was, they want to change the purse split. It's supposed to be 75-25, 75 for the champion. That's how it is. You know what I'm saying? Super champion gets 75, the regular get 25. Leigh Wood was trying to make it 50-50. You know what I'm saying? So that was the mix up. Also, there's some things, some factors. Leigh Wood was an MTK fighter. You know what I'm saying? He's with Matchroom. You know, Matchroom and PBC don't got the best relationship. Leo Santa Cruz is with PBC. So it's kind of difficult to make a deal. So the shit just kept lingering and lingering. So it was lingering so much, the PBC and Leo Santa Cruz team asked the WBA, can they fight the new champion at 126, new WBC champion, Ray Vargas, in a unification, which is an easy fight to make. You know what I'm saying? So the WBA today came out, denied that request. You feel me? And then, so that comes to this. They ordering this fight. They reordering this fight. So Leo Santa Cruz has 24 hours, so tomorrow, to notify the WBA whether he's going to fight Leigh Wood or vacate the belt. If he vacates, Leigh Wood becomes the sole champion at 126 pounds, and that's the goal. You would just want to have one champion. Now, these guys is in negotiation. And you know what I'm saying? The only way that Leo Santa Cruz will even considering taking this fight in his team if it was to split 75-25 his way. So these guys is negotiating. It's down to the last minute, last hour, because Leo Santa Cruz is going to have to you know, let them know that he want to take this opportunity. Now, it can still go to purse bid. He can say, yeah, go to purse bid, and he gets 75%. Whoever outbids, Matchroom, and you got PBC. You know what I'm saying? Now, it's like I said, it's some issues, because if they go to purse bid and PBC win, then can Leigh Wood even come to the United States with his MTK ties? Let's keep it a buck. You know what I'm saying? Let's be transparent. Also, his coach and trainer, you know what I'm saying, Ben Davison, he can't come over here. You know what I'm saying? So that's already solidified. So can Matchroom and PBC actually make a deal? You know what I'm saying? If they go to purse bid with Eddie overbid to get Leo over there, like, it's a lot of shit that can happen. We're gonna see tomorrow. It's interesting. I can see Leo Santa Cruz vacating the belt and be like, I mean, we don't need this. We can go fight Ray Vargas without the belt. If you guys remember, on his fight in February, he won some type of WBC ribbon or something. He won something, some type of medal. I'm not sure what it was. So that lets you know he's affiliated with the WBC as well. And he was their former champion. So we're gonna see, man. It's interesting. It's interesting, real interesting. So, you know what I'm saying? Tomorrow we should find out what's gonna happen. And then after that, they're gonna order a purse bid straight away. Then we're gonna see it probably like 10, 15 days for a purse bid. And then we'll see if this fight get made or they can make a deal. To me, it may be best to make a deal. Hopefully, Leigh Wood is good with his traveling situation. It makes sense for me. It makes sense for this fight to be in the U.S. A lot of people don't really know Leigh Wood like that. Even if you bring it to the UK, it may do well. Those guys support their fighters, but it probably make the most sense to come over here, have this fight like in LA or something like that. And a fan base that was, suffice Leo Santa Cruz and PBC. So we're gonna see, man. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna see. Ray Vargas versus Leo Santa Cruz, easy fight to make. Yeah, it's easy fight for sure. So that can play a role too if he vacates or not. So we'll see. It's some interesting stuff. All right, moving on. So of course we know we got Canelo versus Triple G coming up. Now this one right here, they ordered this too. Triple G versus Arsen Lara, the middleweight super champion versus the middleweight regular champion, Lara. Now we know this fight going to take place September 17th. So the WBA, of course they gave an exception to allow this fight to happen, with the understanding that Triple G would have to face Lara in like 120 days. So this the way it broke it down. If Triple G gonna fight Canelo, if Triple G wins the fight, he got 5 days right after the fight to inform the WBA if he's going to stay, and if he's going to stay at 168 or go back to middleweight. If he decides to stay, he gonna have to vacate the title, and Lara becomes the full champion at 168, 160. He'll be the full champion. If Triple G loses, um, they still gonna order the fight. He still can go back. They're gonna order him to face Lara. He'll have 120 days from the fight date. So that's like 4 months. You know what I'm saying? What's that? October, November, December, January. So January 2023. He'll have to fight Lara by that time. If he don't want to fight him, he's going to vacate the title, and he will only have one title, the IBF, and that's the title. He also have a mandatory for that, Ezekiel Falcao. So it's interesting to see what's going to happen. Me personally, my gut feeling, I think Triple G vacating the title. I think he's done with the sport, win or lose after the Canelo fight. That's just me. I could be wrong. But yeah, it's pressure on him to make a decision. And this right here is nothing new. Like these guys, they ordered the winner of Ryad versus Triple G to face Arsen Lara. You know what I'm saying? So it's not nothing new or something like that out the blue. And it kind of makes sense if you're going to consolidate your belts. It's probably a fight that I probably see unlikely to happen. You know what I'm saying? Triple G and Lara, but we will see. You know what I'm saying? We want to give him the opportunity. So Lara. So speaking of him, right? So it came out that Keith Thurman and Danny Garcia, by the way, but Keith Thurman as of late has been interested of fighting Lara at like a catchweight, like 155 or some shit like that, right? For the middleweight title. So that fight may be pushed off because of this ruling. You know what I'm saying? Because it don't really because right after September, let's say the fight was gonna happen in October, which I'm just throwing it out there because I'm guessing PBC may have a pay-per-view in October, and that might be Keith Thurman's, right? Let's just say that for this conversation's sake, right? You know, that means they're gonna have to announce the fight like right now or the next couple of weeks, you know what I'm saying, to build it up. But if he already know that Triple G about to fight in about 2 months, he can just wait it out. I mean, Lara been waiting it out. He been fighting once a year for the last couple of years and fighting lower level competition. So I think that fight with Keith Thurman may be off. If there was in works to try to make it, I think this ruling right here today probably going to, derail that for the time being. But we'll see though. Now I can see Lara taking a little in between fight. I could see that, but then again, I can see him just waiting to see what Triple G does because whatever Triple G does is going to affect a lot of stuff for Lara. It's going to open up some shit. Maybe he can finally fight Jamal Charlo in the unification. If Triple G vacates, they elevate Lara, then we can possibly get that unification. And then he'll be a full champion. There's a bunch of guys that's trying to fight him right now because he's slowed down and he's sitting down right now. He's not moving a lot. Arsen Lara. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this is another interesting thing. So it's good to keep the eyes on these fights, not just because, well, for me, I like watching the fights and stuff like that, but I understand the politics and shit, so I want to see which way they're going to go. Triple G can vacate all the belts and just call it a day, fight night. Then they can elevate Lara the next day, and that can push for a big fight with Charlo. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of moving and shaking, you know what I'm saying? So we'll see. So the last one, this one was ordered. This is Estrada versus Joshua Franco. Now they got the same situation: super champion versus regular champion. This was ordered back, what I'm saying, a couple of months ago. Matchroom, not Matchroom. Golden Boy won the purse bid. It was like 120K. So 75, 25. 75, 90K go to Estrada. 30K go to Franco, the regular champion. Now you look at that shit, you like, damn, he only gonna get 30K. He ain't gonna take that fight, and that look like that's about to happen. I mean, Golden Boy they promotes Joshua Franco, and for them to underbid like that, to me, that let me know the value they have in Joshua Franco, lack thereof. Because Joshua Franco, to me, did some real shit. He went to top rank and fought there 3 straight times, got the regular title. You know what I'm saying? He had to do a trilogy. Went through the rematch clause. The second fight was kind of crazy, controversial. But the third fight, he beat my man clear. So he comes out that trilogy on another man's platform. You know what I'm saying? Another promoter's platform. 2-0, 1 draw. or 1 no contest. So he did what he's supposed to do. He should have got rewarded with a hometown fight. That's what happens with fighters, or at least rewarded with some activity. The zone just signed a new deal. Why ain't Joshua Franco a part of that deal? And why y'all lowballing doing stuff like this to get win a purse bid? Eddie Hearn then bid on the fight as well, so maybe he don't really have no interest in it. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy, man. Well, I believe Franco deserved a little bit more respect by going over there doing what he had to do. Now Estrada, now this fight, like I said, Golden Boy won the purse bid, and it was looking like I was thinking they would put this on the undercard of August the 6th with Virgil Ortiz. It's looking like Juan Estrada is going to have a fight August the 27th. Lara versus Eubanks. Instead, them guys fighting welterweights. But it's the business. Yeah. Yep. Because he'd be right there. Yep. Because he's number one. He should be the next one up. Chris Eubank. Yep. But Estrada, so he's penciled in to come back on a little. It's not a tune-up. It's just a stay busy fight. This is a tough ass fight. He's facing Jonathan Rodriguez, but this is the fight that's supposed to go down August the 27th on the zone. So that means Joshua Franco is the odd man out, and which it should mean he should get elevated, Joshua Franco, to the full champion. And they should strip Estrada, going by their rules. You know what I'm saying? A purse bid was ordered. They negotiated. The purse bid was won, and Estrada going somewhere else. He's not taking this next fight. So they should elevate Franco. And Franco, he probably not the happiest camper right now at Golden Boy, because I feel like if I feel like they did him wrong, he probably feel the same way. And we see his brother Bam striving and doing what he got to do. Not to say that he's jealous. It's just like, damn, bro, can I get my shit? I've been champion before him, and I'm getting treated differently from my brother. So they probably have some resentment towards Golden Boy. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what happens with Franco. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully he can get up out of there. Looking at the landscape, it may make sense for him to go to Matchroom with his brother. You know what I'm saying? Estrada, now after this fight in August, he's trying to fight Chocolatito, which is a big fight. You know what I'm saying? This worth being noted. Estrada is the only franchise champion in the sport of boxing. And the WBC was like, yo, if you go on and take this fight with Estrada, we're going to strip you from the franchise champion, as a franchise champion. I'm like, shit, do that. We don't need no franchise champion anyway. But I do like the trilogy fight with Estrada versus Chocolatito. Just go ahead, finish it up and move on. But yeah, man, it's kind of crazy. So we're going to see. So yeah, this fight was ordered, purse bid, all that shit. It's supposed to have been put on, but it looked like it's going to fall by the wayside, and then Joshua Franco is the odd man out. So that's what it is, man, as far as these these fights that have been ordered and these fights that should be going down. So I want to get into the rankings real quick, because there's a couple of divisions that we need consolidation as well. All of them is not consolidated. So let's just go back real quick, do another screen share, then we'll get up out of here. Salute to everybody in the building. I appreciate you guys coming through. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad you guys come to learn with me, because I'm learning as well. And, on my channel, we like to educate, make sure everybody's tracking, and, what I'm saying, everybody's good to go. Nobody be left in the dark, for sure. He said, good take. I appreciate you, bro, for sure. All right, so it's a couple of divisions that need consolidation. So the heavyweight division, need consolidation. You got Usyk is a super champion. He about to fight AJ in a rematch. In a perfect world, it should be Usyk versus Dubois, and then that should be over with. But the WBO is next in line for the mandatory, and that's Joe Joyce. And then Dubois may have a mandatory between Michael Hunter and Huey Fury. That's November the 12th. Then you got Robert Helenius has claim to a mandatory because he won 2 eliminators back to back, and he's the gold champion. The gold champion, when they did a consolidation, all the gold champions went to number 2, and it's supposed to be the mandatory for the super champion. You see how this shit confusing? So the regular got mandatories and the super got mandatories. It's crazy. So it's a mess at heavyweight division. We don't know who is who. I know Helena said he's going to push for his mandatory position. A lot of people think that means Wilder. If you look at these new rankings, Wilder is not in there, but he was in there for the past 6, 7 months. So, maybe he jumps back in there. You know how the WBA do. But right now, that's why I would say I don't think Wilder and Helenius is next. I think if he was next, they would have kept him in the rankings at least. But there's a possibility that he may go back in there. So I had to throw that out there. All right. So that's the other division. Super middleweight. So we got two champions, Canelo and David Morrell. And this is the same situation. David Morrell is supposed to have a mandatory, Alios Yazbuli. If you see OC, that means official challenger, mandatory. He won an eliminator to face Morrell, and that fight might be next. So look out for that shit. So this is another one. So we're gonna see. So if after Morrell and Canelo come out clean in their next fights, would they order that fight? They should. It makes sense if you want to do the consolidation plan. But we all know how they treat Canelo. He get the the good treatment and shit like that. So we're gonna see. So we need this one cleaned up as well. All right. We talked about 60, 54 don't have one. Welterweight. So we got Earl Spence and Stanionis. Now we wait on a big fight with Spence and Crawford. Stanionis is a mandatory for Spence. He already took step aside to allow Spence and Ugas. So he got next. So if it's not Bud, it's gonna be Stanionis if Spence is going to continue the campaign at 147. So that can be cleared up. Now I can see the winner between Spence and Bud. If they don't got a rematch clause, which I think they probably will, two-way rematch clause. I see them guys having two fights and they be gone from the division. That means Stanionis would just be elevated. He don't have to fight an eliminator. He already did. He'll just be elevated to the full champion at 147. So we're gonna see. So definitely, this is one of the divisions that's probably on hold for a second because we got a big fight looming, and I don't think they're gonna mess that up by ordering Stanionis. And Stanionis seems like he's willing to take step aside. So, you know what I'm saying? I think we cool at 147. Lightweight. So this the one that's probably the most interesting and the one the fans want. My man D'Lo in the building. What's good with you, bro? Salute. Salute to you, bro. So moving to lightweight. This is the one I probably want the most. And I'm pretty sure a lot of the fans do too. So Devin Haney and Gervonta Tank Davis. Haney is undisputed and looking like he's going to run it back with Kambosos. It's a good chance it could be Lomachenko. We'll see how that shit work. I'm thinking it's Kambosos. We'll see. But imagine the WBA order Tank Davis. That'd be crazy. And that's something that's probably needed in a division that's very divified. A lot of drama. It's like we ain't gonna get a lot of good fights because of the politics. That would make sense. The holding block, the WO is up next. That's Lomachenko. So Lomachenko, he comes back, he get a win, he won his mandatory position, or if he come back in October and somehow they can make Haney versus Lomachenko, that would fulfill the WBO mandatory. And then it's up to the WBA to mandate Tank Davis. You know what I'm saying? And that's a fight where maybe or that announcement probably blow up YouTube. You know what I'm saying? It'd be crazy. You know what I'm saying? The boxing circle. So we'll see. But that one, I'm not so sure if it's like next, maybe something like next year. I can see that happening. Featherweight, we talked about we talked about featherweight. Super featherweight only got one champion. Bantamweight, super bantamweight only got one champion. Bantamweight one champion. Let me see. I think the last one. Oh, well, let me go back to this one. So 108. So they consolidated their belts, super and the regular champion Kawaguchi. He beat Bermudez. That was June the 10th on the Zone. That's a pretty action-packed fight. So that's good right there. So they did do some type of consolidation. Now 105, we got a super champion and we got a regular champion. CP Freshmark, the super champion, he's actually fighting tomorrow morning. You know what I'm saying? Tap in if you guys need a link. But he's fighting tomorrow. They're supposed to do a tournament where Eric Rosa will face the winner. He's supposed to face CP Freshmark. You know what I'm saying? If he win, he got a fight coming up too. So they can consolidate these titles. This is a lower weight division. Not a lot of diva shit up in there. So it should be a fight that should be made. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm hearing after Rosa make another defense of his regular title, he's supposed to face CP Freshmark if he wins tomorrow. So yeah, so that's what 105. We need clarity at 105, featherweight, lightweight, welterweight, middleweight, super middleweight, cruiserweight, and heavyweight. So that's like half of the division. So yeah, man, we'll see, man. We'll see. So definitely it's some big fights to be made. You know what I'm saying? Especially I think the biggest fight in this super and regular consolidation is definitely Haney versus Javante Davis. That'd be crazy. You know what I'm saying? He said I actually don't want the rematch because for Spence and Bud. I actually don't want the rematch for Spence and Bud to repeat the toxicity would be crazy. Yeah, that might even be a right. Well, yeah, I mean these guys, I don't know. I think they're overzealous with this boxing shit. But it is what it is. This shit is emotional. But if they do the rematch, if it's a hell of a fight the first time, they gotta run it back though. Instead of just saying. No, I feel what you're saying. There's a lot of toxic shit going on in the boxing circles with Bud and Spence. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good though. Hopefully the fight get made. And well, I think even when the fight get made, it's still gonna be some some people that's gonna be hating. I think a lot of people that don't even want the fight, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? But I can't wait for that shit. So let's get it. So yeah, so yeah, man, that's my video right there, man. I hope you guys got something out of there. You know what I'm saying? I definitely did. It's always interesting to figure out what's going on behind the scenes and the politics in the sport of boxing. I be hating that shit sometimes because it be stopping big fights. But it's good for me to know, you know what I'm saying, just to know why this ain't happening, this, that, and the third. And just to get these fights ordered, I believe is a good thing. But they ain't getting no round of applause or no pat on the back for that shit because that's something they probably should have been done. You know what I'm saying? It keeps the confusion down. They can, it's it's corruption. It's a lot of promoters and managers and shit. These fighters get in position, they ain't done nothing, and they get a world ranking, which means they can fight for a title just for the political situation you have with that promoter or manager. And that shit happens too much in boxing where, you got guys fighting and climbing up the ladder and can't get a world title shot. Then you got guys that can just ease their way in the back door because who they know and who grieves some palms and shit like that. So it is kind of messed up as a true boxing fan because we know who are the best fighters. And when you see somebody 5-0, 6-0, that's like number 12 or 13 in the new WBA rankings, it tells you what's going on with the rankings. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. We need Maul versus Andre. Yeah, I like that fight too. Hopefully it get made, man. I'm always optimistic, but I don't know. It's up to these managers and promoters and shit. That's a fight that should have been happening as well. So we'll see. So I want to salute everybody coming through the building. Once again, you guys can follow me on my social media, Twitter at OverJ, Instagram Does Boxing. Anything behind the scenes, boxing wise, you want to hit me up with anything like that. You need to know the schedule, whatever, yo. Just hit me up. It's all good. Salute to everybody. That's my time.